Penguin. Voorzien je met de tekst van wat heb ik gezin in. Penguin, yeah. For my Dutch viewers, that was a song about penguins. For my English viewers, it was a song about penguins. Today in Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion, a mole from outer space. Neo-Spacian Grand Mole. Useful. Level 3. Effect monster, 900 attack. 900 attack, 300 defense. It is a rock type earth monster with the following effect. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can return the opponent's monster and this card to the hand. Any monster. Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, something that's stronger. Would you want it? Something that's weaker. Petit Moth. Bat. Like, cause that's overpowered. If you haven't seen that video, it's overpowered, my discussion about Bat. But also fusion monsters like El Shadow Construct, rituals like Necros of Unicore, Exceeds like number 39 Utopia, the synchros like Stardust Dragon. You can get rid of so many things with just Grand Mole. And something that's especially helpful about Grand Mole, let's say the opponent has the Alexandrite Dragon. Level 4 normal monster, 2000 attack. They have it on the field, that's their only monster, no back row, let's not worry about that. You summon Grand Mole, you can return Alexandrite Dragon to the hand. Thing is, Neo-Spacian Grand Mole also returns to the hand, and if that's your only monster, then Alexandrite Dragon can just attack directly. Therefore, in such cases, it is helpful to have something like Battle Fader or Swift Scarecrow in your hand, to possibly use it if you know you're left with an empty field after using Grand Mole. Now, Alexandrite Dragon is something that's like, okay, that's the only thing they have, so why not do it a different way? Well, it's even more useful against things that have to be tribute summoned. So possibly Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, or a Dragon. Although they have their ways of being special summoned now as well. And there's things like Call of the Haunted, especially in Tellers, but let's not worry about that right now. This card is especially useful against extra deck monsters, Fusion, Synchro, Xyz. Why? Because sending them back to the extra deck, not the hand, so they can't really be easily reused. To get the Xyz monster back, as opposed to Alexandrite Dragon, which you can just play, the Xyz monster needs, let's say, 2 level 4 materials minimum. The fusion monster needs the fusion materials and the fusion spell, minimum 3 cards. The synchro monster needs minimum 2 cards, from which 1 a tuner and 1 a non-tuner. Sure, it's still possible, and yeah, definitely with effects you can still play Junk Synchron into Nimble Momonga and then Synchro the Hyper Librarian back to the field. Yeah, that's possible. There's combos to get monsters back. But it's more difficult than just boom, normal summon, done. You can get rid of like monsters you really cannot get over with Grand Mole. Let's say you have a lot of destruction cards like Sakura's Armor, Mirror Force, stuff like that face down. But the opponent has Stardust Dragon, so you can't really use it. So you just use Grand Mole, attack into Stardust, then chances are they can't play Stardust again on their turn. They just attack with whatever they can summon, Mirror Force, all to the grave, and then you attack with what other monster you may have besides Grand Mole. Now Grand Mole, I remember a while ago when like there was still doing the Dino Rabbit days, so that was like 3 years ago, just over 3. Like Neo-Spacian Grand Mole, Wind Up Zen Mines. How did they work together? No, it wasn't Zen Mines. No, it was Catastor. Alive just Catastor, because Catastor has something with Zen Mines and Grand Mole. Yeah. But how do Neo-Spacian Grand Mole and Alive just Catastor work against each other? Does Catastor destroy Grand Mole, or Grand Mole send Catastor back and itself as well? Maybe. Or does one get destroyed, one to the hand? I'm surprised I still haven't done a rulings without a video on that yet. It'll be sort of outdated because it was more of a thing a few years back. But it's still a ruling that I can go over, and it still has to do with simultaneous effects go on chain and how that works. But I'll get into that in a different video. Other things Grand Mole is useful with. It's a Neo-Spacian, yeah, so it's definitely a helpful card to have if you have a Neo stack with Neos fusions. I would say this is definitely the most useful out of the Neo-Spacian. It's a reason it's limited, and the other ones are not. Um, as a rock monster can use it with something. I don't know. If you can resummon it somehow, maybe with double summon, you could get rid of two big monsters like, I don't know, Utopia and Stardust Dragon. Ultimate Offering could work. Because the thing is, it could also be via top decking, but also in general. Let's say you have Ultimate Offering out and Grand Mole, and that's all the cards you have, and the opponent has three big monsters, and that's all they have. You play Grand Mole. You get rid of one of their cards. You can't like then resummon it and attack him again because you can only go into battle phase once. However, what is possible with Grand Mole is that with Ultimate Offering you can place it on the field again, and then they attack into it, lose another one of their monsters. So let's say that'll be their second one. Yeah, they still get a direct attack with the third, but then you can get rid of that on your turn, and then still have it on the field. I'm being a little vague. Okay, let's say neither you nor your opponent has any card. No field, no hand, and let's say there are cards in the graveyard, but they're not useful in any way. Opponent draws first. They draw into a monster. Alexandrite Dragon, level 4 normal monster. We spoke about it just a moment ago. They normal summon it, attack you directly for 2,000 damage. Your turn. You draw. You draw Grand Mole. You summon Grand Mole, get rid of their monster because that's logical to do. They goes to their hand, Alexandrite Dragon, Grand Mole to your hand. Their turn. Let's say their second card is useless. They summon Alexandrite Dragon, direct attack. Your turn. You draw something, let's say it's useless, you summon Grand Mole, both return to the hand. Their turn, Alexandrite Dragon, direct attack. That way, if you don't draw into any extra cards, you can't really defend yourself. Like, yeah, you can get rid of Alexandrite Dragon, but you have to watch out that they're going to get a free direct attack back if they have an easy to summon monster like Alexandrite Dragon. It's different when you're the one who goes first. Let's go back to the clean slate, both players nothing. You start, you get Grand Mole, place it. Opponent plays Alexandrite Dragon. They could summon it. Let's say they summon Alexandrite Dragon. They'll likely attack into Grand Mole. This would return both to their hand. Your turn, you can summon Grand Mole again, attack directly, only 900 damage, but it's something. They summon Alexandrite, both to hand. Now, what they can choose is summon Alexandrite Dragon and not attack. This can mean two things. One, they are having you be the one to attack, which can be helpful to them in a way if they, let's say, draw into Mirror Force. So you have to keep that in mind when playing with Grand Mole, playing games like this with top decking. However, you can just keep Grand Mole on the field and force them to attack. And then just wait until you maybe get, I don't know, something that can disrupt them. Bragiki, MSD for the face down that they may place at one point after top decking. But you can. It's sort of called a mole lock. I feel as long as they don't have an effect, they can give them more than one monster, such as Call of the Haunted, or they just don't draw into anything else that they could summon alongside it, like Takitokage. Then, if you have the Grand Mole out first, and then they have their Alexandrite, yeah, I explained before. If they attack into it, you can summon it back. If they have it on the field. If they keep Alexandrite on the field and they don't attack with it, your turn. You could just leave it. However, what you could do if they don't have face down cards, you attack into Alexandrite with Grand Mole. They both return to the hand, which might be smarter. Then you summon Grand Mole back. Because you haven't normal summoned yet that turn, you still have Grand Mole on the field. And then they're forced to summon back Alexandrite. Because in the case of not attacking, they could tribute Alexandrite for, I don't know, some level 5 or 6 that could negate Grand Mole, maybe. I can't really think of one from the top of my head, but yeah. If you want to play the game like that and stall the game out with Grand Mole, chances are traps will stop you, so something like Royal Degree or Jinzo may help. Mystical Space Typhoon definitely. A lot of stuff that Grand Mole can be used for, but I keep coming up in my head, at least. I haven't said it a lot, I think. Keep coming up with the same ideas of why it's useful and what you have to be careful of. So let's just go into the tips. And there's quite a lot of it. Attack Synchro Fusion or Xyz monsters to force them back to the opponent's extra deck. Use this card against ritual monsters and monsters that need to be tribute summoned to return them to the hand. Useful as well because they're harder to summon back because the ritual monsters do need the ritual spell and the tributes. Necros can quite easily get them back, especially if you clear their field. They can just banish one from the grave, get one back. But it does cost some time and cards, so it could be useful. Dump rock bombardment stuff and call it back limit first. I guess the Metaverse will stay on the field because Grandma won't be destroyed, but no, you could. Ultimate Offering, yep. Can only be destroyed with Sakuretsu Armor. I also said Sakuretsu Armor. Like, who even uses that in the competitive deck anymore? Like Dimensional Prison, Mirror Force. Yeah, its effect cannot be used if it is set. Let's just go back to this. The effect activates at the start of the damage step. If the monster is face down, then at the start of the damage step it is still face down. You have start of damage step, check for effects that say start of damage step, resolve them if possible. Grab most face down, it counts. Then you flip them face up. At that time, at the start of the damage step thing is already in the past, so the effect won't activate anymore. Quick ruling lesson in between. Top decking Grand Mole, you can go to Moloch. The user here as well might not be official, but okay. Bounce, I don't like that term. It's not official to my knowledge. If it's official, then I could use it, but I don't like the term. Let me flip this up, resummon Mole, yep. So, yeah. Skill drain couldn't really hurt. So Mystical Space Typhoon would be helpful as well. Works out with Valor, so that's Scrap Dragon and Descendant. Can't destroy him, okay. Avoid using it on cards, you can special summon them back easily. Guardian JD, Darkarm Dragon, yeah. If they don't have no, Darkarm Judgment Dragon can really easily be brought back, so do watch out with that. Spring Rebirth, again, life points to repair for any damage you might take. Is that the return to hand 500 plus? It is indeed, so you could do with that, but really use that with just the 1 Grand Mole. I feel it's just an extra thing to help your deck and not really what you would build your deck around. Helpful to have Scarecrow or Battle Fader if you leave your field empty. This card can go to monsters that are targeted by save since it's... Oh yeah! Neo-Spacian Grand Mole does not target, so things that are targeted by save zone, which then cannot be targeted by card effects, and other big monsters that attempt to protect themselves because they cannot be targeted by card effects. As long as they don't say they cannot be affected by card effects, you're fine. Grand Mole doesn't target, and it doesn't destroy. Those two, destruction, negation, can't be destroyed or can't be targeted by card effects, or targeted in general. Those two things are two of the main immunities that monsters would have. Neo-Spacian Grand Mole gets around both. If your opponent controls a card, you can attack it with a card like Stratos to get an extra search. Stratos is forbidden. And this is not OCG, yeah, so they should have a new thing that they could do normal summon. Like Senju. Is it Senju of the 1000? Manju of the 10,000? One of those. Senju or Manju. You just should have put that there. Because one, that works, and two, it's useful. I could probably edit it after this video as well. Trivia. This card is featured in the Arrow Fusion with Contact Out. That I know Contact Out is something with yeah. It's right there, Contact Out is something with Neos. Future Vision. Is that a Neos trap or fortunately? It is a Neos trap. But it's anime only by the looks of things. I think that was the one Jin used against Night Guy, whatever guy, like almost at the very end of GX. Where he also had the Neos Wiseman in that same one. This was God Neos. This was the episode of some God Neos. The Wiseman was maybe in a different one, maybe in the same, I don't remember. Alright, that will have been it for Neo-Spacian Grand Mole. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have some questions about the card, let me know. Let me know if you have it in a lot of decks or not. And then I'll see you tomorrow. Bye! Penguin, penguin. Verzin niet met een tekst bij, want daar heb ik gezin in. Penguin, penguin, yeah.